If you're watching this video, chances are you know exactly what I'm talking about when I mention those dreaded blood sugar spikes and crashes that seem to control your entire day. Maybe you've experienced that overwhelming fatigue that hits you like a wall after meals, leaving you feeling like you need a nap when you should be enjoying your afternoon. Perhaps you've noticed that constant thirst that never seems satisfied, or those frequent trips to the bathroom that interrupt your sleep and daily activities. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. Over 37 million Americans are living with diabetes, and nearly 90% of them are dealing with type 2 diabetes. What's even more concerning is that 1 in 3 adults over 65 has diabetes, and many more are pre-diabetic without even knowing it. The truth is, our bodies change as we age, and the methods that worked for managing blood sugar in our younger years often fall short. But here's what gives me hope, and what should give you hope too. There are time-tested natural approaches that can help restore your body's ability to regulate blood sugar more effectively. Now let's talk about what's really happening inside your body. The root cause of blood sugar instability isn't just about eating too much sugar or carbohydrates. That's a common misconception that keeps people frustrated and searching for answers. The real culprit is insulin resistance, where your cells gradually lose their ability to respond properly to insulin, the hormone that helps glucose enter your cells for energy. Think of insulin as a key that unlocks the door to your cells. Over time, especially with our modern lifestyle of processed foods, chronic stress, and reduced physical activity, these cellular doors become harder to unlock. Your pancreas works overtime, producing more and more insulin, but it's like having a key that doesn't quite fit the lock anymore. Most conventional approaches focus solely on lowering blood sugar through medications, but they don't address the underlying insulin resistance. Today, I'm going to share with you a comprehensive approach rooted in both ancient wisdom and modern scientific research. Methods that have been used for centuries to support the body's natural ability to process glucose effectively, now validated by contemporary medical studies. Before we dive deeper into this life-changing information, I want you to do me a favor. If you're serious about taking control of your blood sugar and improving your health naturally, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This isn't just another health channel. We focus specifically on evidence-based natural approaches that work for folks our age, backed by real science and real results. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete understanding of why your blood sugar has been so difficult to control, and more importantly, you'll have a practical, step-by-step approach that you can start implementing today. This isn't some trendy diet or complicated supplement routine. It's a time-tested method that addresses the root causes of blood sugar instability. I encourage you to grab a notebook and pen because we're going to cover some specific protocols that you'll want to reference later. And please, stick around until the end because I'll be sharing some crucial safety information and answering the most common questions I receive about blood sugar management. Your future self will thank you for investing these next 18 minutes in your health. Take back to ancient Greece, where Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, observed something remarkable about how certain foods and lifestyle practices could dramatically affect his patients' energy levels and overall health. He noticed that those who consumed specific combinations of herbs and followed particular eating patterns maintained steady energy throughout the day, while others experienced the energy swings we now associate with blood sugar instability. Fast forward to traditional Chinese medicine, where practitioners have used a concept called blood sugar harmony for over 2,000 years. They understood that the body's ability to process sweet foods depended not just on what you ate, but when you ate it, how you prepared it, and what you combined it with. Ancient texts describe formulations using cinnamon, bitter melon, and other natural compounds that we now know have profound effects on glucose metabolism. In the early 1900s, Before insulin was discovered, doctors like Frederick Madison Allen developed what they called the starvation diet for diabetic patients. While extreme, Dr. Allen's work revealed something crucial. The body has a remarkable ability to restore its natural glucose processing when given the right conditions. His patients, who were expected to die within months, lived for years by following specific nutritional protocols. The breakthrough came in the 1990s when researchers at Harvard Medical School began studying what they called metabolic flexibility, the body's ability to switch efficiently between burning glucose and burning fat for fuel. Dr. Gerald Schulman's research team discovered that people with the most stable blood sugar had one thing in common. Their cells maintained this metabolic flexibility well into their senior years. Modern validation came through groundbreaking studies published in the New England Journal of Medicine and Diabetes Care Journal. The landmark Diabetes Prevention Program, which followed over 3,200 participants for nearly 4 years, demonstrated that lifestyle interventions were actually more effective than medication in preventing the progression from prediabetes to type 2 diabetes. Participants who followed specific nutritional and movement protocols reduced their risk by 58%. That's nearly a 60% reduction through natural methods alone. More recently, Dr. Jason Fung's clinical work with thousands of diabetic patients has shown that type 2 diabetes can often be reversed through targeted nutritional strategies that restore insulin sensitivity. His protocols, based on both ancient fasting wisdom and modern metabolic science, have helped patients reduce or eliminate their need for diabetes medications. What makes this approach so powerful is that it doesn't just manage symptoms, it addresses the underlying metabolic dysfunction. Clinical studies from the University of California, San Francisco show that these methods can restore pancreatic beta cell function, the very cells responsible for producing insulin. This means we're not just controlling blood sugar, we're actually helping to repair the body's natural glucose regulation system. Now let's dive into the science of what's really happening in your body and why traditional approaches often fall short. Understanding these mechanisms will empower you to make informed decisions about your health and give you confidence in the natural approaches we'll discuss. Your body is designed to be a remarkable glucose processing machine. When you eat, your blood sugar naturally rises, triggering your pancreas to release insulin. This insulin acts like a master key, opening cellular doors to allow glucose to enter your cells, where it can be used for immediate energy or stored for later use. In a healthy system, this process happens smoothly, keeping your blood sugar within a narrow, optimal range. However, as we age, several factors conspire to disrupt this elegant system. First, our cells gradually become less sensitive to insulin. Imagine those cellular doors getting rusty hinges that become harder to open. This condition, called insulin resistance, forces your pancreas to produce increasingly larger amounts of insulin to achieve the same glucose-lowering effect. Think of it like this. If whispering used to get someone's attention, but now you need to shout to be heard, that's insulin resistance in action. Your pancreas is essentially shouting with higher insulin levels to get your cells to respond. Over time, this constant overproduction exhausts your pancreatic beta cells, leading to decreased insulin production and the progression toward type 2 diabetes. But here's what most people don't understand. Insulin resistance isn't just about blood sugar. High insulin levels trigger a cascade of metabolic problems. Insulin is a storage hormone. When it's constantly elevated, your body remains in storage mode, making it nearly impossible to burn stored fat for energy. This explains why many people with blood sugar issues struggle with weight gain, especially around the midsection. Modern lifestyle factors accelerate this process significantly. Our ancestors ate maybe twice a day during certain seasons, giving their insulin systems long periods to rest and reset. Today, we're constantly eating. Breakfast, snacks, lunch, more snacks, dinner, and evening treats. This keeps insulin levels chronically elevated, like having a car engine that never gets to cool down. Chronic stress compounds the problem through cortisol release. Cortisol, your primary stress hormone, directly raises blood glucose levels as part of the ancient fight or flight response. In our ancestors' time, this was beneficial. They needed quick energy to escape predators. But today's chronic stress from finances, health concerns, and daily pressures means cortisol is constantly telling your liver to dump more glucose into your bloodstream. Sleep disruption creates another layer of metabolic chaos. Research from the University of Chicago shows that just one night of poor sleep can reduce insulin sensitivity by up to 25%. For many seniors, chronic sleep issues create a vicious cycle. Poor sleep worsens blood sugar control, and unstable blood sugar disrupts sleep quality. The inflammatory component is equally important. Low-grade chronic inflammation, often caused by processed foods, excess weight, and lack of movement, directly interferes with insulin signaling. It's like having static on a radio. The insulin signal is being broadcast, but the cells can't receive it clearly due to inflammatory noise. Here's where the natural approach becomes so powerful. Instead of simply trying to force blood sugar down with medications, we address these root causes systematically. Time-restricted eating patterns allow insulin levels to normalize, giving your cells a chance to restore their sensitivity. It's like giving those rusty door hinges time to be cleaned and oiled. Specific nutrients work at the cellular level to enhance insulin function. Chromium, for instance, helps insulin bind more effectively to cellular receptors. It's like providing better-fitting keys for those cellular locks. Cinnamon contains compounds called polyphenols that can increase glucose uptake by cells up to 20-fold. Alpha-lipoic acid acts as a powerful antioxidant that protects insulin-producing cells from damage while enhancing glucose utilization. The movement component works through multiple mechanisms. When muscles contract, they can take up glucose without requiring insulin. It's like having a back door into the cell that doesn't need the insulin key. Regular movement also increases the number and efficiency of cellular glucose transporters, essentially giving you more doors through which glucose can enter cells. Stress management techniques directly lower cortisol levels, reducing the constant glucose dump from your liver. Deep breathing, meditation, and other relaxation practices can lower cortisol by up to 50% within just 10 minutes, immediately improving your body's blood sugar control. The seasonal eating concept recognizes that our metabolism naturally varies throughout the year. Traditional cultures ate more carbohydrates during harvest seasons when they were naturally available, and fewer during winter months. This natural cycling prevents the metabolic monotony that contributes to insulin resistance. What makes this approach so effective is its synergistic nature. Each component reinforces the others. Better sleep improves stress hormone balance, which enhances insulin sensitivity, which stabilizes blood sugar, which improves sleep quality. It's a positive feedback loop that builds momentum over time. Clinical research consistently demonstrates that these natural approaches can be more effective than medication for many people. The key difference is that medications typically work by forcing a specific outcome, lowering blood sugar through various mechanisms. Natural approaches work by restoring your body's innate ability to regulate glucose effectively, addressing the root causes rather than just managing symptoms. Now that you understand the science, let's get into the practical application. I'm going to give you specific protocols that you can start implementing immediately, along with the research behind why each component works so effectively. The cornerstone of blood sugar stabilization is giving your insulin system regular periods of rest. Research from the Salk Institute shows that eating within a 10 to 12-hour window can dramatically improve glucose metabolism, even without changing what you eat. For most seniors, I recommend eating between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., though you can adjust this window to fit your lifestyle. During the eating window, focus on nutrient-dense whole foods that support stable blood sugar. Start your day with protein and healthy fats, Think eggs with avocado or Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds. This combination provides sustained energy without triggering large insulin spikes. The protein helps maintain muscle mass, which is crucial for glucose metabolism, while healthy fats slow down the absorption of any carbohydrates you consume. Cinnamon extract is your first ally. Clinical studies show that just 1-2 grams daily, about half a teaspoon of high-quality cinnamon, can reduce fasting blood glucose by 10-29%. Ceylon cinnamon is preferable to cassia cinnamon as it contains less coumarin, a compound that can be harmful in large amounts. Add it to your morning coffee, sprinkle it on yogurt, or take it as a standardized extract. Chromium picolinate, 200-400 mcg daily with meals, enhances insulin sensitivity significantly. The Diabetes Care Journal published research showing that chromium supplementation improved glucose tolerance and reduced insulin requirements in diabetic patients by up to 40%. Take it with meals containing carbohydrates for maximum effectiveness. Alpha lipoic acid, 300-600 mg daily, works as both an antioxidant and glucose metabolism enhancer. German research demonstrates that it can improve insulin sensitivity by up to 25% within just 4 weeks. Take it on an empty stomach for better absorption, preferably 30 minutes before breakfast. Bitter melon extract has been used in traditional medicine for centuries, and modern research confirms its powerful blood sugar lowering effects. Studies show it can reduce blood glucose levels by 15 to 25% within 2 hours of consumption. Look for standardized extracts providing 10.1 concentration and take 500 to 1,000 mg before meals. Certain food combinations create synergistic effects that stabilize blood sugar more effectively than individual foods alone. The protein, fat, fiber formula is your blueprint for every meal. This means combining lean protein, fish, poultry, eggs, legumes, healthy fats, olive oil, nuts, avocado, and high-fiber vegetables or fruits. For example, if you want to include sweet potato in a meal, pair it with grilled salmon and steamed broccoli drizzled with olive oil. The protein and fat slow the absorption of carbohydrates, while the fiber further moderates the glucose response. Studies show this combination can reduce the glycemic impact of carbohydrates by up to 50%. Vinegar is a remarkably simple yet powerful tool. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar before meals can reduce blood sugar spikes by 20 to 25%. The acetic acid in vinegar improves insulin sensitivity and slows gastric emptying, which means glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually. Mix it with water and drink it 15 minutes before eating, or use it as salad dressing. The timing of physical activity is crucial for blood sugar management. A 10-15-minute walk after meals can reduce post-meal blood glucose by 15-30%. This doesn't need to be vigorous exercise. A gentle stroll around the neighborhood or even walking in place while watching television can be effective. Resistance training twice weekly provides long-term benefits that cardio alone cannot match. When you build muscle mass, you're essentially creating more glucose storage capacity. Muscle tissue is metabolically active and continues to consume glucose even at rest. Simple resistance exercises using resistance bands or light weights can improve insulin sensitivity for up to 48 hours after the workout. Since cortisol directly raises blood glucose, stress management isn't optional. It's a medical necessity for diabetics. The 4-7-8 breathing technique is scientifically proven to reduce cortisol levels within minutes. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Repeat this cycle 4-8 times whenever you feel stressed or before meals. Progressive muscle relaxation, practice for just 10 minutes daily, can improve insulin sensitivity by up to 15% according to research from Duke University. Start with your toes. Tense the muscles for 5 seconds, then release. Work your way up through every muscle group in your body. Poor sleep can increase insulin resistance by 25% in just one night, making sleep quality non-negotiable for diabetics. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep and maintain consistent sleep and wake times even on weekends. Your circadian rhythm directly affects glucose metabolism. Create a sleep-supporting evening routine. Dim lights 2 hours before bedtime. Avoid screens for at least 1 hour before sleep. and keep your bedroom temperature between 65-68 degrees Fahrenheit. Consider magnesium supplementation, 200-400 milligrams before bed, as magnesium deficiency is common in diabetics, and adequate levels support both sleep quality and glucose metabolism. Your blood sugar needs change with the seasons, and traditional cultures understood this intuitively. During warmer months, emphasize fresh fruits and vegetables that are naturally available. The higher water content and natural fiber help regulate blood sugar while providing essential nutrients. In cooler months, focus more on warming foods like cinnamon, ginger, and turmeric, all of which have specific blood sugar supporting properties. This is also the time to emphasize healthy fats and proteins, which provide sustained energy and help maintain stable glucose levels when fresh produce is less available. Dehydration can raise blood glucose levels by concentrating glucose in your bloodstream. Aim for half your body weight in ounces of water daily. For example, if you weigh 160 pounds, drink at least 80 ounces of water throughout the day. Green tea provides additional benefits beyond hydration. The polyphenols in green tea, particularly EGCG, can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce glucose absorption in the intestines. Aim for 2 to 3 cups daily, preferably between meals rather than with food, as compounds in tea can interfere with iron absorption. Keep a simple log tracking your fasting blood glucose, energy levels, and how you feel after meals. This helps you identify which foods and combinations work best for your individual biochemistry. Everyone responds slightly differently, and what works perfectly for your neighbor might need adjustment for your specific situation. Test your blood glucose 1 to 2 hours after meals to understand how different foods affect you personally. This real-time feedback allows you to fine-tune your approach and build confidence in your food choices. Let's walk through exactly how to implement this system, step by step, starting tomorrow morning. I'll give you specific standards for choosing the right ingredients and preparing them for maximum effectiveness. Start your day with a glass of water containing a pinch of high-quality sea salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon. This supports proper hydration and provides electrolytes that help stabilize blood sugar. Within 30 minutes, consume your first meal, which should always include protein, healthy fat, and fiber. A perfect example: 2 eggs scrambled in a tablespoon of coconut oil or grass-fed butter, served with half an avocado and a handful of spinach. Sprinkle Ceylon cinnamon on the eggs and add a side of berries if desired. This combination provides sustained energy for 4 to 5 hours without blood sugar spikes. When choosing cinnamon, look for Ceylon cinnamon, also called true cinnamon, rather than cassia cinnamon, which is more common in grocery stores. Ceylon cinnamon has a sweeter, more delicate flavor and contains lower levels of coumarin, making it safer for daily use. You can find it at health food stores or online. For chromium supplements, choose chromium picolinate over other forms, as it has the best absorption rates. Look for products that provide 200 mcg per capsule, allowing you to easily adjust your dose. Take 1 capsule with breakfast and 1 with lunch if using 400 mcg daily. Apple cider vinegar should be raw, unfiltered, and contain the mother, those cloudy strands you see floating in quality vinegar. Bragg's is a widely available brand that meets these standards. Always diluted in water. Never drink it straight, as the acidity can damage tooth enamel. When preparing vegetables, lightly steam or sauté them rather than eating them raw when possible. Gentle cooking breaks down cell walls, making nutrients more bioavailable while preserving the fiber content that helps regulate blood sugar. Add healthy fats like olive oil after cooking to preserve their beneficial properties. For protein sources, emphasize wild-caught fish, pasture-raised eggs, and organic poultry when budget allows. These options provide cleaner nutrition without the antibiotics and hormones that can interfere with metabolic function. Take your supplements 15-30 minutes before meals for optimal absorption and effectiveness. The alpha-lipoic acid should be taken on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, while chromium and bitter melon extract work best when taken just before eating. If you choose to use apple cider vinegar, drink it 15 minutes before your meal. This timing allows the acetic acid to prepare your digestive system and maximize the blood sugar stabilizing effects. Never start all supplements at once. Begin with one new element every 3-4 days to assess how your body responds. Some people experience digestive upset if they introduce too many changes simultaneously. Don't skip meals thinking it will help lower blood sugar. Irregular eating patterns actually worsen insulin sensitivity and can lead to dangerous blood sugar swings. Consistent meal timing helps regulate your body's natural insulin rhythms. Avoid drinking large amounts of liquid with meals, as this can dilute digestive enzymes and slow nutrient absorption. Sip small amounts during eating, and drink most of your daily water between meals. Before we wrap up, let's review the essential safety considerations and create a clear summary of everything we've covered. Your safety and well-being are my top priorities, and I want to ensure you implement these strategies responsibly. First and most importantly, if you're currently taking diabetes medications, never discontinue or adjust them without consulting your healthcare provider. These natural approaches should complement, not replace, your current medical care. Many of my viewers have been able to work with their doctors to reduce medications over time as their blood sugar stabilizes, but this must always be done under medical supervision. Monitor your blood glucose more frequently when starting these protocols, especially if you're on insulin or medications that can cause hypoglycemia. Natural blood sugar support can be quite effective, and you don't want your glucose dropping too low when combined with medications. If you have gastroparesis, kidney disease, or any digestive disorders, consult your healthcare provider before implementing time-restricted eating patterns. These conditions may require modified approaches to ensure your safety and nutritional needs are met. These protocols are specifically designed for adults over 65 with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. If you have type 1 diabetes, gestational diabetes, or are under 18 years old, this approach requires significant modifications and medical oversight. Pregnant and nursing women should not implement time-restricted eating or use many of the supplements discussed without specific medical guidance. Similarly, if you're scheduled for surgery, discontinue supplements at least 2 weeks prior, as some can affect blood clotting. Most people begin noticing improvements in energy levels and post-meal satisfaction within the first week. Blood sugar improvements typically become apparent within 2 to 4 weeks, with more significant changes occurring over 2 to 3 months of consistent implementation. Remember, this isn't a quick fix, but rather a sustainable lifestyle approach. Some days will be better than others, and that's perfectly normal. The goal is progress, not perfection. Focus on consistency rather than trying to implement everything perfectly from day one. Let's review the key elements. Start with a 10-12-hour eating window, emphasizing protein, healthy fats, and fiber at every meal. Incorporate Ceylon cinnamon daily. Consider chromium and alpha-lipoic acid supplementation, and use apple cider vinegar before meals. Take a 10-15-minute walk after eating. Practice stress reduction techniques daily, and prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Contact your healthcare provider immediately if you experience persistent nausea, vomiting, extreme fatigue, or blood glucose readings consistently above 300 mg/dL or below 70 mg/dL. These could indicate serious complications requiring immediate medical attention. If you're not seeing improvements after 6 to 8 weeks of consistent implementation, work with a healthcare provider familiar with integrative approaches to diabetes management. Individual biochemistry varies, and you may need personalized modifications to achieve optimal results. Remember, this information is for educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice. Always consult with qualified healthcare providers before making significant changes to your diabetes management plan. What we've shared today represents something truly beautiful, the marriage of ancient wisdom with modern science, giving us tools our ancestors could only dream of while honoring the knowledge they passed down through generations. Think about it. For thousands of years, traditional healers understood that food was medicine, that timing mattered, that our bodies had natural rhythms. Today, we have the scientific evidence to prove they were right all along. You're not just managing diabetes, you're reclaiming your body's natural intelligence, its innate ability to heal and regulate itself. This isn't just about numbers on a glucose meter or A1C results, though those improvements will come. This is about waking up with steady energy, enjoying meals without fear of blood sugar chaos, sleeping peacefully through the night, and feeling confident in your body again. It's about taking back control from a condition that may have felt overwhelming and unpredictable. You're joining a community of people who refuse to accept this is just what happens as you age. We know better. We know that our bodies are capable of remarkable healing when given the right support, and we're committed to sharing this knowledge with others who need it. I want to hear about your journey in the comments below. Share what resonated most with you from today's information, or tell us what specific blood sugar challenges you're facing. Your experiences help other viewers feel less alone in their struggles and more motivated to take action. If this video helped you understand your blood sugar challenges in a new way, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you care about who might benefit. Knowledge is most powerful when it's shared, especially knowledge that can genuinely transform lives. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos on heart health, brain function, and other vital topics for healthy aging. Together, we're proving that our best years can still be ahead of us. Until next time, stay healthy, stay hopeful, and keep taking those small, consistent steps toward the vibrant health you deserve.